Welcome back to the Class Sports Podcast. Apparently, I had changed the name. I had lost track of time. I had just to put that channel on a hiatus for a couple days. I do apologize for that. I do miss you guys, and I'm glad a lot of you guys subscribed back to my. And thank you for the support for the shorts. I mean, I know you guys miss me, more than anything else. I was a little bit behind schedule. And plus, I had doctor's appointments on the way, trying to get through this ulcer in me, but apparently it's in my stomach. So I had doctor's appointments going through. I had a lot of things going on in my mind right now, and I wasn't really happy. But we got a new name, a new logo, and it's the Sports Talk Podcast 81. That's going to be the new name, new routes. One way to start is talk about NFL draft. So the NFL draft, the first pick, Houston, Texas, and I just did the analysis to this, and it's crazy. The Houston, Texas chose the Kyle Don, which was a pretty massive pick for the Houston Texans. 36 overall pick. I was expecting him to go in 36 actually for the draft. I had to wait till the draft was out of the books, just for the heck of it. But I was expecting him to go 36. I was expecting the Houston Texas to trade down for some other team like Jacksonville Jaguars or something because they need something good. But apparently, Jacksonville Jaguars, I'm going to get to them next in a second. But this was a bold move from Houston to draft Kyle Don as the 36th pick. And I was amazed about that. I looked at the reruns, the shorts, the videos. It was pretty amazing how they did. The Jacksonville Jaguars had the second round pick, and they chose Newt over what they wanted to do. I thought they were going to trade up in the first round, but they kept their second round. So they got Newt. Apparently, it was very good. Overall, it wasn't that bad of a good area. And apparently, this kid can throw. And it was like something more in between, It was like something they could have done to what they could do with one thing, anything else, and they did very good. I mean, I think Newt was a good choice. He's a good player to play with, and he's not that bad of a pick for the second round. It was like not that bad, but they could have done a lot better. They could have done a lot worse. All in all, it wasn't that bad. I got worried about that. It's in them, tired of that. But it was like Jacksonville Jaguars knew they were going to choose Newt. I figured they was going to choose him in the second round. I knew they were going to get Newt, but it was a gamble for me. I knew they were going to choose him overall, but I wasn't expecting him to go in the second round. I was expecting him to go into the first round, but apparently they got him. I'm happy they got him, and they might be good. Buccaneers, on the other hand, first round pick was Russ, which was a pretty good pick on their part. If Russ can play more than anything else, it would be interesting to do. And the number one pick that I have seen is Klaus Jr., which was the number one pick overall on the 20th spot, but they did it for a trade for what they did. And apparently it was not that bad of a pick. These are the picks I like. And they're not that bad. They're not that bad picks. And the question is, can these kids play? More than anything else. Can they play from the stats to doing what they're doing? And apparently that's what they're going to be doing. I'm hoping they play well. But one thing the coaches are going to look at after these players have been drafted, especially Newt, because I don't think he's going to have any chance to make a Jacksonville Jaguar. They're going to look at players like this that they're the future now. They're going to look at it that way. They might be a next Hall of Famer for 5 years down the road. But these are young kids that know what they're doing. One thing that really shocked me is how they got new Jacksonville Jaguars. And it's not that they shock me, it's how they did it. Got the second round pick, they waited their pick, which was not that bad. But the Eagles, on the other hand, got Cox Jr. Apparently, that was not CASS Jr. I can't really pronounce the name right. But they got him number one pick. Apparently, they did a couple other picks on top of that. But I think they made a good selection in the first round. Buccaneers, on the other hand, they did it first round. They got Russ, which was not that bad. Houston's, they got at least a good pick on 36. Kyle Don, which was not that bad. Now, these kids have got to really look at what they're going to do for everything else in between. They're going to be working at. My notification went off. I apologize. I got to turn that off. But it's like how they can go from being drafted on that quick to where they could do it. And it's like they did very good. The only thing that they could move, can they play in the professional level? I mean, that's going to be a problem. Maybe they're not get signed for the first year. They'll get signed, but they probably won't be on the field for the first couple weeks or so. Maybe almost the whole year of the football season. So, apparently that's what they're going to do. I mean, they're going to evaluate them, see if they can play well in the practice field. Maybe put them on a game field next to it, and then they might be able to work on everything else in between. It depends on what they do. But no, it's like how they can do it more than anything else. I know a lot of you guys like two of them, and you're looking at these kids like, can they play? Can they play? Can they play where they're going? I would say Jacksonville Jaguars have a chance. They have a chance to go to the playoffs, maybe go to the regular season, get a good record. Buccaneers, it's iffy with them right now because they haven't been doing real good for the past almost 10 years. Houston, Texas, maybe it would be perfect enough for them to do it. Eagles, they might go back to the Super Bowl and win again with the first round pick. And they got Glass Jr. He is a very good pick. Overall, it was a good pick for them. But the question is, can he play, though? That's the whole point of the pod I'm getting to. And it's like, you can't really, it's a piece of pie. You can't really deny it. And when you look at a piece of pie like this, you're going to have a small slice to a bigger slice. Everybody gets a small, medium slice. But a lot of times when you cut the piece of pie, sometimes you end up with a bigger half than what you have. Yeah, granted, a lot of these kids might play, but there's going to be an issue where they can't play. So, apparently what they're going to do is move down the chain, work their way up, do what they can. I mean, that's what they're going to do. They're going to try their best. And if they do get traded for next year, they get traded. But I would recommend the two players getting at least a 4-year contract.